All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome. It's Happy Monday. It's a Monday, always the fun day because it begins that money day, right? But always in the process, I'm an adult of my spirit, an adult of my mind, an adult of my thoughts, an adult of my emotions, an adult of my love, my body. I give love out to you. Let's begin today. Today's show on ALPOUGH number 190. So here I am. I'm thinking, and I'm going, wow, I'm thinking. What do I talk about today? Well, let's talk about thinking. Okay? So today's program show is about clicking, blinking, never stop thinking. Clicking, blinking, never stop thinking. Welcome to those who are coming in now and who will be watching my show later. And I just want you to know how much I appreciate everybody here. We are already at 1,500 subscribers, and we want to keep growing. We think we're going to get even bigger, and that people are going to start seeing the message of the great Sophia. So, clicking, blinking, never stop thinking. Never stop thinking. See, what's going on is that we're being clicked to death. So there's so much clickbait going on out there. If you've been noticing on the internet, especially in YouTube, and a lot of these other things that are being censored about this. So part of this is we are being attacked by clickbait, and so this is spreading out our thoughts, and so what it's doing is, as I've been saying before, the red pills are doing this, the blue pills are doing this, and we are in the middle of it. So for you to understand who you really are, you have to understand both sides of this equation. And so in this process of thinking, I am an adult of my thinking. I'm an adult of my own thinking. And no matter how old you are, you are a collection of thoughts. We all are, in our brain, a collection of thoughts. And so part of this whole thing with the subconscious mind, which we shove things down that we don't want to deal with, okay? But it comes down to us becoming, I'm an adult of my own thinking. Now, this process began with me 2 decades ago, maybe even more than that, when I started making that own process of I am what I think about. I am what I think about. And that is very important. Welcome, Silky, to the show. And so what I realized, how I was going to change this thinking, how the beginning of this adult of my thinking was, one of the first things was, it's time to grow up. Mike, it's time to grow up. And how you do the little things is how you do everything. How you do the little things of thoughts, little agitations. All this affects us with everything else that we do. One of the things we have to realize, ladies and gentlemen, is that thoughts have weight. Thoughts have weight. Okay? Some can weigh a feather, or some can weigh 1,000 pounds. And it depends on what that thought is and what you give control to those thoughts. So let's go with something like rejection. You were rejected in your life. Maybe you were rejected years ago. And you've turned that rejection into 1,000 pounds. Well, now it's time to grow up. and turn that thought into a feather. You see, how your focus goes, what you focus on, what you think on, what you dwell on, our energy flows. So how your focus goes is how your energy flows. So if you're thinking about a rejection that was 10 years ago, what do you think it's doing? It's messing up your flow. It's clogging it up like the water pipes. Something's stuck in there. It's stopping it from flowing. You may have to get the plunger and get it out and push it out. So identifying where your focus goes in your mind is where your energy flows. It takes lots of energy to have negativity in the brain. So by focusing on a different way, I want to go over some ways to get the smart thinking to begin. All right. So here we are. We're gonna do a reset here, and we're just gonna take these things and just put them in our mind. I'm gonna give you thoughts right now for you to place in your mind right now, and it's going to affect you right now. All right. Number 1, self-honesty. I am going to be honest with myself. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be transparent within myself. When you get into a relationship, eventually you're going to have some type of transparency. But where it starts, though, is with you being self-honest. And it doesn't mean you got to be critical of yourself. It just means that you're going to be honest about your thoughts. And then what do you do with them? All right. So self-honesty is a key. Number 2 is appreciating yourself. I appreciate you. Remember, you are the gift. You are the gift. Because you can give to yourself. You want to, in order to give to other people. But appreciating yourself, within yourself. You can't wait for somebody to appreciate you. When you are showing that you appreciate yourself, then people will notice it. They notice it. Appreciating yourself also gives you, it will accelerate the confidence, because we all have to be confident. But if you're not confident in your mind, if you're not confident in your thoughts, if your thoughts are the things that are bringing you down and they're weighing 1,000 pounds, beginning by appreciating is part of this new reset that you can do right now. Number 3, identifying your thoughts and emotions. You may have to write this down. The things that you're like, well, you know what? I still think about how things were in high school. Or I still think about that job that I didn't get. I'm still thinking about how I look. I'm still thinking about that bad situation that I've been out of for 2 years, and I'm still stuck in the past. You can either see the being in the moment, being understanding that being in this moment and identifying what those emotions are will allow you to delete them. Now you can delete thoughts, or you can put them in a room. Okay? These are things we'll be talking about here. As you can actually, you see what I have here? It's like I'm in a jail cell, right? Okay, your brain. Your brain can put you in a cell, a prison. You want to free by identifying your thoughts and your emotions. Number 4, being responsible for your thinking. Being responsible for your thinking. If you are into a negative mode, you might want to go, look, I'm going to give it 5 minutes to be angry. Okay? And then I'm going to let it go because it's not helping me at all by being negative. And I'm going, because no one, see, you can tell someone, I could tell someone that I love you and that you're an incredible human being. I could tell you 1,000,000 times. And if you don't believe it once within yourself, then the 1,000,000 times I said it is actually doesn't work because you're the one who's in between these ears. Okay? All right. Emotional triggers. This is very important. Okay? This is very important because you're either your own best friend or your own worst enemy. Now, which one are you? If you stated in your brain, well, you know what? I'm my own worst enemy. Because you're one or the other, ladies and gentlemen. You're one or the other. You can't be your worst enemy and your best friend because the worst enemy will play out. So this is another thing you want to do. You want to say, I'm my own best friend. And then being that, you'll know that you want to protect yourself within yourself about staying away from the emotional triggers. Write them down. Write them down if they're your emotional triggers so that you know I'm not going to think about that. I'm going to dwell on something positive. The littlest things turn into the biggest things. Number 6, seeing the bigger picture. Now look, I'm probably older than most of you. And in my personal experience, seeing the big picture is always knowing what my father said to me was about when you get knocked down, you get up. Tomorrow is another day. You see, so what that said to me was seeing the bigger picture, son. You got to see the bigger picture. You're going to have good days. You're going to have bad days. You're going to have a day that every now and then you get punched in the face. It's happened to all of us. It doesn't mean that it's a physical punch. It's an emotional punch. It's something that someone did to you. It's somebody that hurt you. It's a situation that didn't work out for you. That you did all this work for, but it didn't turn out the way you wanted. But again, seeing the bigger picture. Because tomorrow's another day. And this day is the one that you're given. Number 7, overthinking or underthinking. Are you overthinking or underthinking? It depends on the situation. Some things you overthink, and what it does is, it's like overthinking could be something like where you have all these choices and you want to do them all. And what ends up turning out is when you overload yourself, what really happens? You don't get anything done. By overthinking allows you, now on some things, you don't think enough. All right? So overthinking can also be, all right, you're like this. Should I go back in that relationship? Okay? You know what? Yes, he abused me. Yes, the person cheated on me. I'm going to, see, this is the underthinking part. On that one, you need to overthink. Like, wait a second. I've gotten back with that person 3 times and they did the same thing. I'm not thinking this thing through. So they both kind of play within each other. Okay? I myself am someone who likes to overthink. I don't like to underthink. But again, I'm an adult of my thinking. And I know how to sort my thoughts out and be present in that thought. Okay? Number 8, this leads to another point, addiction thinking. You're thinking and focused on a certain thing or a certain someone that's causing your brain to be actually addicted to the thinking of a situation or person. And it becomes an addiction. I think that, for one of the things that's hard for women is their looks. So they may have something that they don't like about their face or something like that, or their weight. And this becomes an addiction where you can't even look at yourself in the mirror because you don't like what you look like. And understanding that you love yourself. There's your key. Loving yourself. And with love and saying, I'm my own best friend, man. This is what I was given when I was created. Okay? This is not, a lot of this is not women's fault. It's not, we've all been the result of the media. And what is perfect and what is not. And what do you think a person wants for you to look like? And, but again, it could not just be your looks. But if an addiction thinking is when you are totally focused on something that is negative, okay? You wake up thinking about it. You go to bed thinking about it. You can't focus on the actual world that you're in, which leads us to number 9, living in the moment. Being present. Remember, you're the present. You're the gift. So being present for the present that you are. You are the gift. You appreciate yourself. This puts you in the moment. And you want to lock into that. You want to be able to lock the door. You see this jail? You want to be able to put those negative thoughts in your emotional brain jail. And you shut the door, believe me. You see that door? See it? You can open them up. You can put that. I'm saying this to you. We're going to go over this within your mind. This is what Mother has taught me, and I'm going to pass it on to you. Number 10, delayed gratification. Okay. You see, delayed gratification, and what that means is, it's like a relationship that we were talking about earlier. You know that you should stay away from that person who hurt you. But because they did something for you, maybe they were good in bed, maybe they had money, maybe they took you to nice places, maybe they introduced you to people. But in the process, they didn't treat you right. So you want to be able to delay this gratification of something that could actually bring you down. This is why people get stuck on drugs. Because they don't want to get in reality. They don't want to be in reality. Because reality is going to bring back up all these things about what you're dwelling in your thinking. So sometimes delayed gratification, again, what does it do? It allows you to step back. I don't need that. Now, a lot of us know that because we spend money on things that we didn't have to spend the money on. Maybe you wanted that Tesla, but was it really in your budget? But it'll make you look good and it's gratifying. All right. So again, I'm not picking on Tesla. I'm just talking about it could be clothes. All right. It could be food. All right. Going out instead of learning how to cook. All right. Number 11, multitasking thinking. Now, multitasking thinking is not what I feel that we should be. When you talk about multitasking in your brain, you're talking about trying to think about 10 things at once. And I think multitasking is overblown. I really multitask today. Well, I understand the concept, but for the most part, you only do one thing at a time. Okay, I have to do this show. This is not a multitask. I have to be present. I can't be thinking about my wife and, right now. I can't be thinking about my dog dying, my dad dying. I have to be right here. Now, later on, I might go back and think about my dad and my dog and spend time with my wife. But not here, because I'm living in the moment for you. Number 12, thoughts that are positive. Dwell on the things that are positive. Okay? Tomorrow's another day. Get back up. I love you. You're the best person I know. I'm going to always be working on you because I love you and I want to get better. Thoughts that are positive. If there's anything that when I talk to people, I want to know, what do you think about? Tell me what you think about in a normal day. What do you, and so when we do that, when I do that with someone, we get down to the nitty gritty of what you're thinking about and then how we can actually change it. Now, number 13, and this is the most important one of all. No more name calling. No more name calling. One person insults you, calls you a name. Hey, dummy. One person. And that could ruin your day. But now, what name do you call yourself? I had them. Stupid. You're never going to be anybody. Nobody loves you. People think you're crazy. No. If I say that accidentally, you know what I have to do? I have to go look in the mirror. Michael, I apologize for calling you stupid. You are not stupid. The action that you did was something that you need to learn from. But you're not stupid. You are the best person that you want to be. And you're going to be constantly working on that. So if you are name calling, and I mean write these down. What are the names you call yourself? So if this one person said to you, you're ugly, how many times have you said it? So who's going to blame? Who are you going to blame? Somebody who said it once or you who's saying it 1,000 times to yourself? You see? No more name calling because it's time to grow up. No more name calling, guys. You learn one thing in this show, and that's where you start. That's where you start. Because negative words cause negative actions. Negative focus is where your energy goes. So let's check us out. We've got some, there's Silky. Thank you, Silky, for coming in. Appreciate you. Nice, thank you. Your transparency will lead to other people's transformation. Trent Shelton. I love that line. I think I've used that even before. That's a great line. That's one of the things about in a relationship. In a relationship, part of us have to learn how to be transparent. We're all, right? Especially as you get older. You get in your ways. It takes effort to be transparent. But the first thing you have to do is be transparent within yourself by being self-honest. You can't be transparent with someone unless you're transparent with yourself. That's self-honesty. That's self-love. That's self-confrontation, by the way. Listen, Mike, that person is hurting you. Get away from them. They've done it 10 times. It's time to go. See, that's okay. Silky. To absolutely, I'm the gift. And you are a gift, my dear. You really are. One of the greatest people I ever met. We're burners. We're burners. Tracy, I am my own best friend. Thank you. And by being your own best friend allows us to be best friends. Because we know how to be a best friend to ourselves. Then when it comes down to being in a relationship, we can be each other's best friend. And I think that is one of our greatest qualities of our relationship is we know I got your back. You got my back. I got your back. I got your back. We got my back. I got your back. That's what this show's about. Us learning how to get each other's back. Let me see here. Silky, I'm seeing the bigger picture. Just because I don't like it doesn't mean I can ignore it and it will change. Yes. The bigger picture is the most. I don't like it doesn't mean I don't like it. Just because I don't like it, it doesn't mean I can ignore it and it will change. Absolutely. That's taking self-honesty. That's taking self-action. Yes, you are thinking. Interesting about the multitasking. I tend to enjoy what I can do that, but I see the point about being present with what you're doing. Multitasking is different for everybody. We're talking about in the brain. But again, at the end of the day, we're always doing one thing. It's like having an hour. I'm going to spend 10 minutes on that, 10 minutes on this. That's to me is multitasking, but it's being present with each task. Right on. Right on. I'm an adult of my mind and thoughts. And thank you, Silky, for being here. I appreciate everything. Everyone coming in, making the comments. We need comments, questions, so I can help you. I want to pass it on to you, my gift. Oh, I got your back. You better believe it. I got your back too, baby. Where am I? I don't know where that came from. All right, so again, as we end here, let's begin here. Today's Monday, begins a new day. So please leave your comments, like my video if you feel like it. Subscribe here. It's right here in the middle. And I got a couple more videos if you want to keep going on learning about this. So, best thing I can say right now is ALPOUGH. That's me. I love you. I'll be back tomorrow.